What is up? This is Jim Ellie with Reactive Training Systems, and today we're going to talk about 3 major benefits to using RPE in your training. RPE is the rate of perceived exertion. In the context of powerlifting and most strength sports, uses a scale from 1 to 10 using multiples of 0.5. So that's 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, so on and so forth. That means that at the top end, RPE 10, we're performing effectively a rep max. So if you have a triple at a 10 in your training, that means you're going to perform a 3 rep max on that session. The cool thing is that depending on how you're feeling on a given day and how your body is actually responding on a given day, you have the opportunity to push your body past what you thought you were capable of. On that same day, let's say you had a lot of external stressors that might be impacting how you perform in the session. In that case, that allows you to regulate the load based on how you're actually performing. This is different to regulating the load based on how you're feeling. On a good day, that might be a PR. On a bad day, that might be something less than you're expecting. When we bring focus to RPE, we can regulate the load based on how we are actually performing in the gym, even if the program assumes otherwise. So if you're using a program based on purely percentages, then you might see a load in your training that you're not able to hit, or you simply might be pushing the stress level higher than what we planned for. As a result, one of the first benefits is that RPE allows us to auto-regulate our training sessions based on how we are actually responding in the gym. Most people think RPE is based on how you feel, and while RPE is a subjective metric, it is based on how we are experiencing the training load on a given session. For example, if you were to work up to a triple at a 10, and while you're warming up to that, the weights are feeling heavier and heavier. And not only that, but when you watch the weights and you watch yourself lift, the bar is moving slower. In that case, you might not be capable of hitting the weight that you planned on. And if you want to hit the correct RPE, you might need to pull the weights back to ensure that you have 1 rep left in the tank. This leads me to the second benefit of RPE. I'm sure you know that some days you go into the gym and you feel like a god. You feel like you could put anything on the bar, load it up, and hit it. Well, luckily, with RPE, if you have a triple out of 9, we're gonna be using triples the rest of this video just for clarity. If you have a triple at RPE 9, if you feel like a god on that day, then that allows you to hit a PR in the gym and still follow the program. The thing with RPE is we're regulating intensity. RPE is just a different way to put the right weight on the bar. As a result, that can help us to calculate our daily 1 rep max based on how we're performing. An estimated 1 rep max from today is much better than a previously calculated 1 rep max from 7 weeks ago. When you use RPE in your training, you can track your estimated 1 rep maxes and get a better feel for how you're progressing from week to week. Versus with other methods, you might not actually feel like you know how strong you are until a maxing session. When you use RPE, you don't necessarily have to max out to know if you're improving. There is benefit to testing your maxes because, again, this is an estimate. It's better than using a max that you've had from 8 weeks ago. The third benefit of RPE is precision. When you combine the auto-regulation approach and being able to track your estimated 1 rep max, you can be much more precise with the weights that we're intending to use. We talk a lot about training effect when designing training programs. And when we have fluctuations in daily strength based on how we're feeling, how our body naturally responds, using RPE in your training allows you to be much more precise with the weight on the bar based on things like your estimated 1 rep max. Let's say you have a single at an 8 on your squat, followed by 70% for 6 sets of 5. We can use that top single to figure out what our estimated 1 rep max is for the day, and then the percentage work can be based on our current estimated 1 rep max. That allows the training effect to be much more precise and make sure that we're not doing too much work based on an old, potentially higher 1 rep max, or not enough work based on a lower 1 rep max if that's how your current program is designed. So those are 3 benefits for using RPE. 1, auto-regulation. RPE allows you to adjust the load based on how you're experiencing training on a given session. Number 2, tracking estimated 1 rep max. In most programs, the only way for you to know how strong you are is to test the actual max. However, if you can assign an RPE value to each set, you can get a very precise and very close estimate to how strong you currently are and what your estimated max is right now. And lastly, precision. When you combine auto-regulation with the ability to track your estimated 1 rep max, you can adjust the training load based on how strong you are today. That's all I have today. If you have any other questions about RPE and how to use it in your training, please comment below, send us a message, send us a DM at Reactive Training Systems. You can ask me at Jim_RTS. That's all I got for you, and I'll talk to you in the next one. What's up? This is Jim Ellie with Reactive Training Systems, and today I have a special announcement for you. On Monday, June 22nd, Reactive Training Systems will be hosting a free online webinar about the fundamentals of effective program design. From exercise selection, to overload, to fatigue management, to RPE and specificity, how do all of these variables combine to make an effective program? And then we'll touch on emerging strategies. Emerging strategies is the coaching process and the programming process that we use at Reactive Training Systems to produce some of the best results for powerlifters in the world. If you're the type of person that is interested in tinkering with their program, that wants to understand what is really important for writing effective training, then you can sign up for this free webinar in the link below, or if you're watching this on Instagram, probably in our bio above. If you have any questions about this, please comment below, send us a message at info@reactivetrainingsystems.com. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you there.